All right, fifth grade, welcome to lesson number 7. This is the flipped lesson. We're going to learn how to write and compare numbers through hundred thousands. And we're also going to be reviewing, maybe learning ordinal numbers for the very first time. So let's take a look at what place value we're going to cover today. We've looked at the hundredths place value a little bit last year, tenths, we're going to get there. But once the decimal point happens here, um, we then have our ones place value, our tens, our hundreds, and then we're going to learn this guy today, a comma, which signifies the start of our thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s place value. Okay? Commas are often used to write a whole number with many digits so that the number is easier to read. So here I can go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Which place value is it? We want to place a comma in there. Okay? This comma here, it signifies that, okay, it's the first comma, reading my number from the right to the left, or seeing my number. And so I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds. So this place value is my thousands. So I can say, okay, it's 54,321. So taking a look at this number here, I can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I want to count over starting at the end of my number in groups of 3. So once I find 3, I want to place a comma here because that comma, the first one especially, this comma marks the end of the thousands place value. Okay, so I group them in 3. It's the same with the millions, the billions, the trillions, and so on as we get to larger numbers. So this comma marks the end of the thousands. So the value of a digit depends upon its position in a number. Okay, it depends. So back on this chart here, the comma lets me know that these are my thousands. This is my hundreds and the tens, and then so on. Moving to the right, I have my tenths and hundredths, which we'll get to in the future. So taking a look at this number here, the comma, notice that we're going to place a comma after the word thousand because that signifies the comma in my number as well. So when I write the number, I write it just as if I were to cover it up, which I'll do now. Cover it up, and I'm going to let you see it. I'm going to move over to the right one until I reach a comma. So there's my comma. So that is how I got the number 27. 20-7, and then the comma signifies, well, what place value is it in? And since I have 5 digits, I have my hundreds and I have my thousands, so I need to write 20-7,000, and because there's a comma in the number, which signifies the end of the thousands place, I need to also write it in my words. Then I can finish my number, and I have only 50 left. So 50, and don't forget the label, $50. Looking at this number, I'm going to cover it up again, and I need to move just to the right until I reach a comma. Stop. 125, that is how I got 125 written in words. And now which place value is it in? Since I have only one comma, it is in my thousands place value. But how much after there do I have? None. Okay? And since I have none, I don't need to write 125,000, 0. We don't say that. We don't need to write it down. We just write the 125,000. And since there's nothing after 1,000, we also don't need to put a comma. That is only to separate it if there's more after our thousands place value. Here we have 203 blank 400. So covering it up again, if you can't get this the first time, I recommend doing this. Just cover it up with a piece of paper or your hand and move to the right until you reach a comma. Which number do you see right now? 203. Now I can move my piece of paper and count how many commas I have. And since I have only one comma, I could even refer back to my chart here, which is, okay, 1 comma means I'm in the thousands place value. Okay, so then back here, all right, then I have 203,000, and don't forget that because I have a comma in my word and I have more following, I need to include that comma. 203,400. Example 1 says to use words to name this number. First, I need to rewrite it using a comma because I have more than 3 digits. So I will count over 1, 2, 3, and this is where I should place my comma. So I'm going to rewrite it. 52, 370. And that is not how we write this number in words. So because I'm writing in words, I'm going to write everything up until the comma first. So I have 50 hyphen 2 because 52 is between 20 and 100 and it does not end in a 0. So that means I need to place a hyphen. 52, which place value is 52 in? Well, it's in the thousands. So 50 hyphen 2,000, and I can't forget the comma. 52,000, comma, 370. And that is it. Moving along to example 2, it says to use digits to write 150,234. So how many commas? 1. So for sure, I know I need to place a comma in 3 digits. And now it's just a matter of how many digits to the left do I write. So I'm going to write the number up until the comma. 150,000. 150. So that's 3 digits. 150, comma, 234. 234. So because I have the hundred thousands place value filled right here, I need to make sure I have all 6 digits. Don't forget any of the digits. Example 3 says to compare 23465, 23654. When comparing, especially when they're similar, I like to write them up and down from each other. 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4. I like to bust out my hand or my cover chart, and I move to the right. 2. They're the same, so they're not. Let's see if they're equal. Keep moving. I don't know if anyone's bigger or not. 2, 3, comma. So there's 23,000. Let's move over 1. Boom. So 2, 3, comma, 6, 5, 6 blank. So I know this one is bigger than that one. Okay. So 23,465 is less than, because he is hungry and wants to eat the bigger number. Example 4 says 3 of the longest underwater tunnels in North America are in New York City. The Brooklyn Battery Tunnel is 9,117 feet long. The Lincoln Tunnel is 8,216 feet long. And the Holland Tunnel is 8,558 feet long. Write the names and lengths of the bridges in order from shortest to longest. All right, so I have three numbers. I have 8216, 9117, and 8558. So which one's the largest? Cover them up, move over. Oh, there. I already know that the 9 one is the longest. So that's going to be my last one. Then I move over these. There I already know. This one's going to be the next longest, and that is the shortest. So, which bridge, because I need to write them all down in order from shortest to longest, 8,216 feet is which bridge? The Lincoln Tunnel. Which bridge is 8,558 feet long? Well, that is the Holland Tunnel. And then which bridge is 9,117 feet long? That is the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. There it is in order from shortest to longest. Cardinal numbers. They tell how many. So here I have one cardinal, one bird. That's a way to remember it. Cardinal means how many. So when I'm talking about one or two cardinals or three cardinals or 17 cardinals or 7,548,917 cardinals, and we have a cardinal epidemic, that tells how many. That's a review. Today we're going to talk about ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers start with 1, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, which I had them all in here and they're gone now, so I'll just rewrite them in real quick. 1 is if I am first in line. 2 would be I'm second in line. 3 is I'm third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and so on. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, which these are all on the top of page 42 as well. Okay? And we're going to use this to figure out, it talks about position. Tom was the fourth person in a line of 10 people waiting for a movie. So here's Tom right here. Tom is the fourth person in a line. How many people were in front of Tom? So don't be mistaken that, oh, he's the fourth in line, so there's 4. Draw your picture and you'll see that there are only 3 people in front of Tom. And how many people are behind Tom? Well, how many? Well, he's 4, so there's automatically 6. Count them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I have way too many people on here, don't I? I don't even know what happened to this. So, Tom is in a line of 10 people. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these guys need to go away, don't they? So there they go. Gone. How many people are behind? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Don't forget to draw a picture to help you. Your stick man is your friend. Take a look at your lesson practice on page 42. And we're going to look at letters A through F on page 42, and there's a G and H on 43. And I'm going to go through a few here, so if you want to pause it and grab a piece of paper and then return, I will help you out as best I can. Here it says to use words to name each number. Hint, begin by writing the number with a comma. So 36420 should be 36,420 because I have 3 digits and then I write my comma moving from right to left. So then I write up to the comma first, 30-6, which place value am I talking about? The hundreds, the billions, thousands, so 1,000. And because there's a comma, I still need to distinguish between the thousands place value and the tens or hundreds or any digits that follows. 36,420. I'm going to rewrite letter B, the dollar sign, 12300. I move 3 to the left, place my comma, just like above. I write up to the comma, so 12,000. And because I have digits that follow, like 3, a counting number, I have to place a comma and then finish it. 300, and I'm not done. Dollars. Moving on to letters D and E, it says to use digits to write each number. 60-3000, 117. So up to the comma, how many digits do I have? I have 3. No, I have 2. 63,000, comma. Then I need to fill in with 3 digits. They could all be zeros, but they're not. 117, 117. Take a look at the next one. Up to my comma, I have 256,000. So I have 3. 256,000, comma, 700. So I need to fill in with 3 because that's not my number. That would be 2,567. To get 256,700, I would need to fill in with 2 zeros. Okay? Take a look at your written practice, which is called Lesson number 7, on pages 43 and 44. And you have Lesson 7 for next time.